Hello, and welcome back to Skep's Unnamed Deck Showcase. This episode, in lieu of a wacky intro, I just would like to take a moment to plug my birthday donathon. That's right, my birthday, May 9th, 2023. I will be doing an 8-hour stream, unless we can raise the timer with community donation goals and raise it to a 24-hour cap, wherein if we hit the required goal, I will be doing an uncapped donathon in June for raising funds for a new model as well as other equipment. We've got a ton of wonderful incentives that I've linked in the community page. I'll be posting a link to the tweet where I go over all of the incentives for donations as well as the goals for reaching various community goals over on my Twitch. That'll be at twitch.tv/SkepticalSnivy. So, without any further ado, let me take you into the deck profile itself. So here we are with the deck, and despite a nominal similarity to the last Orcust deck I showed you, this one plays very different. Rather than ending on a Symbol Skeleton and Dingirsu engrave with a Galatea on field, you'll be ending on a Galatea with 2 materials, an Orcust Nightmare on your field, and instead of Babel, we are playing Babel at home, Orchestrated Release as a way to get Dingirsu summoned on our opponent's turn. Additionally, because we're going to be summoning Dingirsu with materials on our side of the field, our board is immune to MST, so we only lose to Cosmic Cyclone. Another reason you're going to be wanting to main deck Cosmics over MST this format, if you have them, and if you don't have them, well, it's time you started dream ticketing them. Going over the card by card, we've got 2 DD Crow, same as last time, 3 Cosmic Cyclone, same as last time, and our normal summon suite of 3 Scrap Recycler, and now 3 Nightmare Corruptor IBLEE. This is very similar to the Neos Space Orcust build that's going around, a build I will show you in a few days. But this one, the idea behind it is, well, we've got another 1-card starter that doesn't require a brick. We don't need to play Aqua Dolphin if we're playing IBLEE. And against decks like Hero, Synchron, Resonator, and PK, you can IBLEE lock, although you have to be a lot smarter about it because your opponent could be bluffing Orcust, and if you give an Orcust player an IBLEE, you've lost the game basically right there. You could replace Scrap Recycler with 3 copies of Phantom Sky Blaster. I much prefer Scrap Recycler because, I mean, getting Harpour into the grave is better than, like, anything else you could be doing. I think you should be playing 2 Symbol Skeleton in these builds of the deck because you don't have the Galatea quick effect to shuffle 1 back, but if you're playing Babel, I think you can cut Symbol to 1. I'm going all over the place. Let's go over the Orcust ratios. We've got, of course, the 2 Harpour. You could play 1 and then up Crow to 3, or play another Staple Trap. You could cut the Crows entirely because, I'm going to be honest, they feel a little mid, and play 3 pieces of the Trinity. 2 Compulse and Ice Dragon's Prison is what I have access to, so that's what I would play. But for the purposes of this video, I played DD Crow, and I think there were a couple games in which I went over 20 and played 1 IDP and 2 Compulse. But I just really like the consistency, especially when you only have 6 starters. You're not quite at an 80% chance to open one. So I want to keep it as consistent as possible. But we've got the 2 Harpour. You could play 1, 2 copies of Nightmare, 2 copies of Symbol Skeleton, and 1 World 1. You could honestly maybe cut World 1, but I really don't want to. We'll see. And then, of course, the bricks of Orchestrated Return and Release. If you don't want to pull for Harpour and you only have 1 SR Dream Ticket, you can go 1 Harpour and play 2 copies of Return. That seems fine. Or, again, go up on copies of Orchestrated Release because since we don't have Babel, you want to maybe have another way of getting Dingirsu summoned on your opponent's next turn. If you can't kill him, you might want to up your copies of Orchestrated Release. I wouldn't recommend it because despite being the win condition, Orchestrated Release is a bad card. Tribute 2 machine monsters, then target 1 monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. If your opponent controls a link monster, you can target 2 monsters instead. This never comes up, and it loses to DD Crow even harder than your normal plays do. So it is a good win condition, and it looks like Mermaid builds are the better Orcust build at this time. So it is pretty accurate to say this is the better Orcust spell trap than Babel for this format specifically. It does just unfortunately have a very telegraphed weak point. We have a different extra deck than last time, but broadly the same. 1 Orcustrion probably should just be playing 2 Dingirsu instead, but I wanted to pretend that this was a more budget deck, even though, I mean, you need to go into another box for this one. So we've got 1 Orcustrion, 1 Longirsu, 1 Nightmare Unicorn as the cards you barely ever make. 1 Phoenix as part of the combo. 1 Mermaid as part of the combo. Of course, any 2 monsters being Phoenix, being Mermaid, get you full Orcust combo. We've got 2 copies of Galatea, much less important to be playing 2 in a build of the deck that isn't going to be quick effect recycling ding, but better than any other link to you can play, so I would recommend you play 2. I don't think there's any scenario in which I would recommend you play less than 2 optimally. And then we have 1 Dingirsu because we can't revive it, but there's basically no real reason you would play 1 Orcustrion over the second one. This is what I think this would look like if it was optimal. Maybe cut the 2 Crows and 1 Harp for a playset of Limit 3 traps that you actually can't play because IBLEE's Limit 3. I must have been playing something like Book of Moon or something. Man, we really thought we were done normal summoning IBLEE when it went to Limit 3. Why would you play it over Compulse or Ice Dragon's Prison? Well, hopefully this video can show you why. Let's take a look at some replays. And of course, we are playing Switcheroo because that's just the blanket best skill for Orcust, unless you're playing Gandora specifically. All right, let's take a look at some replays. Game number 1 here is going to be less of a game and more of a cautionary tale. We're going to be going first against our Tetsu Trudge opponent on a win streak of 7 here. Not that it matters. These are, of course, all pre-recorded. We've opened Orchestrated Return and Harp Horror, which is full combo because we've opened another monster we can normal summon. Check this out. We've banished Harp Horror for Nightmare, normal summon DD Crow, and there's Galatea. We could have done this even if we weren't playing the Orchestrated Release card. We would just have full Babel combo here. We're going to shuffle back that Harp Horror, set a copy of Release, send World Wand to the graveyard, banish Wand for our Nightmare, make a copy of Dingirsu Orcust of the Evening Star, activate that effect to attach World Wand, set 2 and pass. This is quite literally as good as it gets, and we got there off the back of normal summoning DD Crow. Another reason why I think Lancia is a much more powerful hand trap than DD Crow. DD Crow does actually get us to make Galatea with a normal summon, so that could be very funny. Although I think you got this in board anyway if you tribute summoned Lancia, so maybe I'm an idiot. Our opponent is going to MST, which is a bad decision because we can protect twice against MST with Dingirsu. Our opponent cannot play through Dingirsu and they quit. Alrighty, here a real match up against a Yuya Sakaki on what else but Phantom Knights, maybe bluffing that they're playing Performapals. Their opponent doesn't hard target them. Luckily, with this deck, giving them the IBLEE lock is good, both against Performapals and Phantom Knights. They're going to go first, activating that Treason Phantom skill. Must be nice to have a button that plays the deck for you. I can't relate. They're going to shuffle a card back and send the old Ancient Cloak. Ancient Cloak's going to search them the Ragged Gloves. Going to normal summon and then special summon to make what else but Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Have you seen this combo before? And if not, are you sick of it yet? They're going to banish to search the rank up magic spell. Very interesting. I've literally never seen this before. We're going to DD Crow, getting that gloves out of there. They're going to rank up magic launch. Aren't you happy that you can't chain DD Crow to them detaching for the skill? What a great idea. They're going to set 1 card and pass. We're going to Cosmic Cyclone. So now it is time to see whether or not Phantom Knights are good enough to win without back row, or if it really is hard drawing the Limit 3 traps that make the deck playable. We're going to draw the best card in our deck, IBLEE. This will allow us to chain block Mermaid and get fully off to the races. We're going to give them IBLEE. Not being able to play through the IBLEE lock, that will bait out their negate, but that's totally fine. We're going to win the game now. We're going to link summon a copy of Galatea, the Orcust Automaton, going to banish Harp Horror for the Symbol Skeleton, going to banish the Nightmare for the World Wand, going to activate Galatea to shuffle back the Nightmare because we want to bring back Harp with World Wand so we can attack with it for lethal points of damage. This is why you want to bring back Harp going second, because Harp plus Ding is over 4,000 points of damage. We're going to send that copy of Symbol Skeleton to draw 2, and our opponent is mad. Next up on the chopping block is a Kaito Tenjo playing the actual poster archetype for Soul Flare Lightning, that being Galaxy Eyes. Let's see if they can do anything going second against our deck full of 1-card starters. Of course, we draw one of our 1-card starters, but we draw World Wand, which isn't ideal. Oh, wait, it's fine because we discard our Garnet to activate the effect of Mermaid, and we basically just win the game. We're going to give them Mermaid in this case because I doubt that they are playing the Link Disciple or Orcust. We're going to banish Nightmare to send Harp because we have World Wand online. We're going to summon Symbol Skeleton from the deck. Going to banish World Wand to bring back Harp Horror. We're going to shuffle back the World Wand, and we're going to put Nightmare back in our graveyard so we can send World Wand again. How funny would it be if we drew World Wand for turn? That is the punish for our hubris here. We're going to attach the Nightmare, and we're going to set a card and pass. They're going to Book of Moon, going to flip the IBLEE right down, activate Xyz Galaxy. Wow. Going to normal summon Galaxy Wizard, tribute that off, and they're going to lose to DD Crow, just like the old days. Already playing dividends. Not only is DD Crow an extender, but it's also interruption. Going to get rid of that Galaxy Eyes, and that's the end of the match. Got some curated games here up against second most popular deck in the game right now. We've got Sulfachord. We're going to be going second, and let's see how our one-card combo fares against getting set up on. They're going to go for United Pendulums, as they are wont to do, and we've drawn a really, really, really bad hand. They're going to normal summon Cutia, which means they have their entire combo online. They're going to activate their skill United Pendulums, and they're going to Pendulum Summon 2 from hand, and that is going to allow them to set a Pendulum monster in their face-up extra deck, tribute a monster to summon Coolia, set a card, and another card, and pass. Let's see what we have. Oh, we drew DD Crow. That'll be very strong against this deck. They're going to Coolia in response to our normal summon. We're going to send Harp Horror, and we're going to try not to die. This is as far as we can go because we didn't draw an extender, because unfortunately this deck does not play extenders. They're going to normal summon Cutia. There's Gracia, and well, depending on what they can do here, we're probably dead. Let's see what they can do. They're going to tribute 2 to make link off those 2 to make Musica. They're going to Pendulum Summon 2, and that's all I need to see to know we are dead. Alrighty, last game of the series up against the next deck I want to talk about on this show, Crystal Beast Orcust. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see a ton of cool Crystal Beast shenanigans here, but this is going to showcase the primary reason to play Crystal Beast is Orchestrated Return, pitch Harp Horror, activate Transcendent Crystals to send 2 more Orcust, or at least 1 more Orcust to the graveyard, and place 2 cards in your spell trap zone. Not entirely as interesting as the full combo this deck can produce if you open the copy of Crystal Beacon, but still pretty good, allowing you to get bricks out of your hand for free. We're going to banish that. They're going to banish that Nightmare, rather, and send the Skeleton. Going to shuffle back Nightmare to set Orchestrated Release. Going to banish that Symbol Skeleton to revive Harp Horror. Make a copy of Dingirsu, and attach the World Wand to it, and they're going to pass to us. We have drawn Cosmic Cyclone. This is why I really like playing 3 of it. Now they have no interaction, and we just have to play around Ding, and Ding outs itself, so I'm feeling pretty good about this. We're going to make Galatea Orcust Automaton, going to banish Nightmare, raise that attack, going to banish World Wand to bring back Harp Horror, going to shuffle back the Wand to set our own copy of Orchestrated Release. We're going to make a copy of Dingirsu, Orcust of the Evening Star, to send their Dingirsu. Going to switcheroo back the Harp Horror that we can send next turn. For a DD Crow, that's just fantastic. We're going to pass the turn to them. They're going to Cosmic Cyclone, targeting our middle set. I'm not sure about that one. They're going to banish the Harp Horror to summon the Nightmare. Going to banish the World Wand for the Symbol Skeleton. Then we're going to Orchestrated Release to send the Symbol Skeleton to bait out their Symbol Skeleton. We're going to banish the Dingirsu that they target, and we'll see what they can do from there. That will remove the Dingirsu. They're going to normal summon a Tiger, and that's the end of the match. So we're back with the deck, and it feels really nice to be upping our recycler count to essentially 6 with this build of the deck. Not playing Babel is a little bit rough, but this is functionally just as good as Babel. It lacks a little bit of the longevity, but you kill them anyway. I think the build playing the 3 copies of Sky Blaster and 3 copies of Neo Space Connector is better than this. I don't think the Aqua Dolphin thing is that good. In fact, I think Aqua Dolphin is pretty cope, because I'm going to be honest, I really think DD Crow is not as good as Lancia this format. If your goal is to out Orcust, you should be main decking Lancias over Crow. I will stand by that until the end of time. But what it is it's another discard outlet, just in case you want to discard cards for more than just Mermaid. Like if you brick super hard and you have a World Wand and another Orcust, you can get both of them out of your hand over the course of a Aqua Dolphin discard into Mermaid discard. So that could be nice. It's also nice to take your Harp Horror count down to 1 if you don't have 3. I like this build of the deck. I'm going to be experimenting with more versions of it, because unlike the pure build, there are, of course, a myriad of engines you can pair this with, including Crystal Beast, which I'll be showing off next time. So if you're looking into Orcust and you weren't quite sold on my deck profile last week, don't worry. There are a ton of different Orcust variations we can try with the Nightmare engine, and I'm going to be showing off a couple more to you in the coming days. Thank you so much for watching. So that's that. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you aren't too mad that I've been normal summoning IBLEE again in this current format. And if you can find it in your heart to forgive me, I hope you can also find it in your heart to maybe come down to my Twitch stream for my birthday and hang out with us for the Donathon. I'd love to see some more of the people who watch me on YouTube down over at my Twitch page. I'll be streaming, of course, for at least 8 hours, up to 24. Going to be playing some Duel Links, some Pokemon Unite, and some other variety content. We've got some exciting goals, such as chat choosing my pizza, chat making me drink Pilk, and chat making me eat the spicy noodles for a Q&A, if any of that sounds fun. You can also make me play Magical Muskets until I win. How's that for an incentive? With all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you at the Donathon.